Hey guys, I'm Git Singh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am shooting from Machu Picchu, as you could see in my backdrop. I tried to get a bit of a quiet space. I made it here just in time for sunrise. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'd like to share some of my experiences with you since I've been to Peru. In fact, the main reason was to get here. The energy is wow, absolutely beautiful. I managed to find a quiet spot where I could do a short meditation just before this, and that worked out pretty well for me. Feeling very centered right now, so I thought, wow, let me just shoot this video. So when I got here, I was in Lima, went to Iquitos, which I've shot a video on, wrote about it as well, and then went to Cusco. And from Cusco, I met the G Adventure tour group and went to do the Lares trek. So the Lares trek, we arrived in the small town and Ollantaytambo, Tambo, and then from there the next morning we left for the trek. I wasn't feeling too well, but it was just altitude sickness, so I took some pills for that, and then we started the trek. I was super excited because I knew it was going to challenge me, not just physically, emotionally, and spiritually too. So I started it and with the group, and we had a chief of the group and two others, guides. Amazing group, people from all parts of the world and all age groups. So I quite liked that, all types of professions as well. But I wasn't 100%, I was physically ill. So we start, and the altitude really got to me. By the time I finished at the end of that day at 5 p.m., I just got straight into my tent and I just laid there. Yeah, so I couldn't breathe. My tonsillitis had came up. I couldn't even swallow. I barely had any lunch. I was extremely dizzy, and by then I had the most throbbing headache. So we reached base camp. It's freezing cold. I just went and laid in my tent. I had some painkillers and stuff that I took and nausea tablets. I just laid there. I couldn't eat. The G Adventure tour guides were so good to me. Kept on checking on me, brought me some soup, some tea, and then I got a fever. I didn't sleep most of the evening. I barely made it. 4:30 in the morning, they checked on me to see if I want to continue the hike. They're happy to leave earlier with a few of us that was a bit slower than the others. And I knew intuitively that my body just couldn't take it at this point in time. So if it was the old me, just maybe even a year ago or just earlier than that, I am so much in my left brain. And sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera with my one hand because there's no tripods or anything allowed here. So I've only got one hand to use and I talk with both hands. So my left brain would have kicked in, okay? And it's no fault of mine. I think we're driven by that type of society, that type of families. It's very much, most of us are brought up with those limiting belief systems. And those limiting belief systems teach us to always give everything your best. Don't start anything you're not going to finish. If you're going to do it properly. You cannot fail at something. You cannot just stop. It'll be seen as failure. What would other people think? And it was all of those things. But interesting enough, in this situation, for the first time in my life, none of that mattered. It didn't even occur to me. All that occurred to me was my self love, my self care. I need to honor my body right now and myself. So I told him, no, I'm not doing this. I need to return to town and I definitely need medical attention. Yeah, so they checked on me an hour again to see if I still giving me the opportunity to continue the hike, just to make sure that I have no regrets. Came from a very loving space. I said, no, I'm definitely going back. So one of the guides took myself, and there was another person who wasn't feeling too well. He felt like he couldn't continue. He was from Europe. And then after taking 3 cabs, 4 hours later, ended up in this little remote town where we first arrived in Alia and Tambo, and checked into the hotel there. And my guide was very good to me. He told me he's going to try and look for a doctor, and he did. The nurse came to me first, then the doctor. It was a Sunday, so everything was like closed. And they admitted me in their hospital. It's like a mini clinic hospital facilities that they have in that town, because the next nearest hospital was around 2 hours. Okay, so I decided to shoot the rest of this video outside of Machu Picchu. That's because it was getting super hot. Apart from that, I didn't have my tripod. They don't allow any camera equipment there, so I was holding my phone in front of me, and my arm got a bit sore as well. So with regards to the Lares trek, I must tell you that I just want to recap some of my feelings. My eye is bleeding, I don't know why. I just followed my feelings. I knew that my body couldn't take anymore. I knew I was unwell. I just surrendered. I let go of control completely, and I decided what will be, but I know that I cannot push on. I felt a lot of sadness and grief. And it wasn't from not completing the trek. It was other stuff that surfaced from my past, and I think the whole ayahuasca thing also surfaced that. And I cried quite a lot, and I was actually quite devastated. But lying in that bed gave me time to just sit with those feelings and process it. I know that is what my body needed then. And if I pushed on with the trek, I would have not had that opportunity to heal. So even though I was physically sick, I was healing. It was just part of my process. And it's just part of the ascension process. That is the way I see it. And part of the process is to feel all the stuff that has to come up, because we're like an onion, and we've got layers and layers and layers. We are complex beings. And if you are going to work through stuff and heal, you have to feel that pain. You have to let it surface. You cannot just suppress it and expect to be happy. You have to work through all of that stuff in order to see the light at the end of the tunnel, in order to ascend, in order to grow, to increase your vibration. So I guess I've started to learn to accept that. There are times that I feel like I'm actually bipolar, but I know I'm not bipolar. And I've learned not to judge my feelings. So what I do is, if I feel sad, I feel it. If intuitively I feel like I need to journal about it, or just sit with it and do nothing, or just sit and cry, I do it. I don't suppress it anymore and think, oh, I am strong, I am better than this. No, I just accept it. I try my best not to judge it. It can be a bit difficult, but I'm getting better at it. I don't judge it. I love myself through that process. I'm not hard on myself. I don't say you are strong or this and that. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I love me. It is okay. I am safe. And I just let it be. If it means me feeling miserable for 5 minutes or for a few days, then so be it. And that is how I work through it. So the way I see it is, I may give up on many things, for example the Lares trek, but I will never ever ever give up on myself and on me feeling. I must admit, I learned that quite strongly with Vipassana meditation, how to feel the sensations in my body, and that has helped me shift. I will never ever ever give up on that. So even though I didn't complete the hike, and I didn't, at Machu Picchu as well, I didn't do the full tour, I didn't go anywhere. I walked very little. I got to observe the sunrise. I got to do a little meditation and shoot my video. I felt a lot of peace. What I can say is, I learned something new about myself, and that was, for the first time in my life, I didn't think that I was good enough. I was not good enough by not completing that trek. What I felt, it wasn't even for a split of a second occurred to me, oh, you're a failure, you've given up. No, I put myself first, my self-care, and it just shows that everything that I've been doing and just feeling in of late and of the months that have been is paying off. So that is what it taught me about myself. And I guess I'm grateful for that. I have gratitude for myself. And it feels good, you know, it feels good to know that I actually do like myself. The other thing is I got to meet fabulous people on this tour. People that are also very caring. For example, the G-Adventure tour guides, they took such good care of me, and I'm super grateful to them, including the doctors, the nurses. As I said earlier, they are such a loving, caring bunch of people, and I'm glad that I did get sick in Peru and not in any other country. So I want to tell you that you are perfect as you are. Everything that happens in life happens in its true divine timing. Don't fight it, accept it. You are responsible for you at the end of the day. I dare you to live in your truth. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this. If it resonates with you, hit on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed as yet. If you know of like-minded people that may benefit from this, please do share the video with them. Hit the notification buttons. I will try to shoot weekly, to put up a video weekly. I also have my blog. Check out my blog, www.lifeiskids.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a fabulous week ahead. Love you. Bye.